Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. We are going to jump right into this tutorial. I'm using a new palette I received from BhCosmetics. It's absolutely gorgeous. Heads up, I'm not going to be using the glitters in this tutorial, but stay tuned. There will be another video where I'm using the glitters. To get my eyes prepared for this look, I'm going in with the LA Girls eyeshadow base in the color white. This is just going to help the colors to pop on my skin tone. Using my fingers just to blend that out a bit. Then I'm going to go in with a cosmetic wedge to blend it out a little bit more. And then lastly, I'm just going to take a clean blending brush to blend it out a little bit more. So the first shade that I'm going to go in with is just a really pretty matte brown shade. This is going to go all over my crease. I started using that same blending brush. That one's by BhCosmetics. But it was a little bit too dense, so I'm going to switch to my e.l.f. crease brush. And I'm going to just apply that brown shade all over my crease and a little bit into my outer V as well. Just using windshield wiper motions to evenly disperse the color. And it was a really nice transition shade. Next, I'm going in with this shade, and I honestly was kind of surprised by the pigmentation. I wasn't expecting it to be as vibrant as it was, but that was definitely a good thing. I'm placing that right below that brown shade. It's a really beautiful, like, peachy shade. And this is just like a second transition shade. Again, putting it right below that brown. Next, I'm going in with this deep shade, kind of just in the outer V, just to add some depth to my eye and to help build up that gradient effect. Next, I'm going to switch to an e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, and I'm going in with this beautiful pink shade. The lights are really bright in the video, so they're washing out the color, but it's not white. It's definitely pink, and it's so beautiful. This is a Black-owned business that the palette was made by. This is my first product of theirs that I'm trying, and so far so good. The pigmentation is beautiful. It blends very well. So I'm very pleased with this palette thus far. This eye look was super simple. I really just wanted to try out the palette, and I was very impressed. So I'm just going back in with the same shades that I used just to blend everything together so that it's seamless, so that there are no harsh lines in between the shades. But this look is very simple, easy to create, not too many colors used, not too many brushes. So it's certainly beginner friendly. As always, blending is key. Blending is important. It's what helps tie everything together. So take your time and remember to blend. So now that I'm content with the eyes, I'm just going to do my wing liner. I'm not going to show all of it, but I'm just using the NK Matte Eyeliner. I got this from my local beauty supply store. It was probably like $2. And I really like it. They also have like a super fine pen that I really love as well. But I knew that I was going for kind of like a thicker wing with this look. So this particular liner has like a felt tip. So it's a little bit thicker. So once I am satisfied with my wings, I'm using my LA Girl concealer in the shade Toast. This is the same shade that I use underneath my eyebrows. Just using this to clean up that wing, to sharpen it, and that also helps to lock the liner in place so it doesn't run. My eyes tend to water a bit, so that really helps it to stay in place. So off camera, I already primed my face. I listed everything on the screen. But right now I'm going in with the Maybelline Baby Skin Pore Eraser Primer. just to smooth out the areas where my pores are largest. And I also started adding it to my smile line because I noticed sometimes my foundation likes to settle in my smile lines. I smile a lot and I want to help prevent that as much as possible. So I'm going to highlight first. If you guys are familiar with my channel, you know that this is like my preferred option. So I'm going in with one of my new favorite concealers. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. The shade Caramel. Now, I will say that this concealer is pretty full coverage, but the technique and the actual beauty sponge that I'm using the black beauty sponge by the Crayon case. This thing holds so much water if you wanted to. So I squeeze the water out, but it really does a really good job of holding it in and keeping it damp. So I find that this beauty blender allows me to blend out the concealer, one, effortlessly, but two, for me, it is not as full coverage as if I use like my Real Technique sponge. So if you want it to be more full coverage, then you could use a drier beauty blender. But for me, I like it to still look skin-like while also giving me the coverage. So I use the Crayon Case Beauty Blender. I keep it super damp and I get a really good blend. I'm going to go in with my black Opal foundation and I'm going to work this into my skin with my e.l.f. powder brush, and I'm just going to spray my face with some of that mist and set and work it all together. I know I look really crazy right here, guys. Don't worry. Trust the process. I don't feel like I changed my lighting, but for some reason this look just really looks really washed out at some parts. But trust the process. These are my colors. It does match. It's all going to come together in just a second. You will see it. So I'm just working that foundation all around the outer perimeter of my face and blending it into my contour. My highlight as well. And then I'm going back in with that beauty sponge that's still extremely damp, and I'm just patting everything into my skin so that it's literally going to just like melt into my skin, add that extra moisture because I have dry skin. So using this damp beauty sponge and pressing everything is adding a little bit of that dampness, adding some moisture back to my skin, and blending everything out seamlessly. Next, I am going to contour with the Crayon Case Watch Me Blush Palette. I'm going in with that hot cocoa shade. Yeah, this is like my new favorite contour shade. The color, first of all, the pigmentation is just ridiculous because literally I tap my brush ever so lightly and I still get so much product and so much color payoff. It's pretty ridiculous actually. So I'm very impressed with this palette. And I'm just using an angled brush to blend this in. One thing that you are going to notice is that I am not setting my concealer. This is a new trick that I saw one of my makeup girls do, Simone, with this particular concealer. She didn't set it and it looked so bomb. So I was like, let me see if I can get away with not setting. And so far so good. It's been working. This is the only concealer that I haven't been setting with, and it hasn't creased up on me any more than my normal. So yeah, I'm not setting my highlighter, but I'm just taking that foundation brush that I use to blend everything together. Then I'm going in with the Contourisition notebook, that middle brown shade, just to contour my nose. It's a little bit lighter. I don't want my nose contour to be too intense. This isn't even the brush I typically use, but I had just washed the majority of my brushes before I filmed, so I couldn't find my e.l.f. contour brush. So I just used this Morphe. It's like an eyeshadow brush, but it did the trick. And I kind of messed up a bit, so I'm just fixing my contour with the highlighter again. And again, going back in to blend everything together. I'm going to set the perimeter of my face with the black Opal Deluxe Finishing Powder in deep with just a really large powder brush. And I wanted to Just add a little bit more powder to my contour to deepen it up a bit. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm blending my life away. For blush, I'm using my Juvia's Place Volume 2 of their blush palette. I don't really know how to pronounce the color. Tau. I'm not sure if that's correct, but it is so beautiful. And in the fall and winter months, I was using the other blush palette, but since it's spring and the weather's trying to get right, I've been gravitating more towards this corally shade. So beautiful. And it's matte. It reminds me of what does it remind me of? Coralina by Milani minus the sparkles that Coralina has. So I've been loving it. Now y'all on to my favorite part, highlighting. So first I'm gonna go in with this illuminating setting spray in Peggy's Peach. This is by Frances J Beauty. If you guys are familiar with my channel, you know that I love all of her products. This is her latest shade. And it's like it's almost like My Dream Gold mixed with like peachy coral shades. So it's like you get the golds and the pink. It's so bomb. And it literally just adds a beautiful natural glow to the skin. So I'm fanning it just so it can dry just a bit, and then I like to buff it in just to make sure that all of the little specks of glow and luminescence are evenly distributed on my face. So I just buff it in really lightly, and then I'm going to go back in and set everything with my Skindinavia setting spray. So now that my face is all set, I am going to go in and once again, just use that beauty blender to kind of just push all those setting sprays into my skin. I really want to make sure that everything stays put. And I'm just using a little random something to fan my face so that it can dry. And then I'm going to go in with the illuminator that matches that spray. She also has powder illuminator. So this is the powder highlight in Peggy's Peach. And literally, guys, I'm just using what's in the lid of the container. This is how pigmented this stuff is. It's crazy. But I'm using my favorite highlighting brush for now, my Morphe 310 fan brush. Super soft. And it's perfect. I need to get some more. But I'm just dusting this on all the areas of my face that I want to highlight. And then I like to go in with one of my BhCosmetics brushes. I was trying to find this brush online because I was trying to find the exact name, and I don't know if they discontinued it because it was part of the set, but it's literally just like a super dense powder brush, but it blends out my highlights so perfect so that it doesn't look like I just have a streak of shimmer on my face, but it kind of just, I don't know, it just does something amazing. Like it blends it out so that it literally looks like I'm just glowing from within, not that I'm just smacked highlighter on my face. But that's pretty much it, guys. I put some Wet n Wild mascara on, and then I'm gonna show the lips, and then that's gonna be it. So for my lippies, I used some ColourPop Ellery collab lippies. I'm using Henneyways as a lip liner. This is a matte brown, and I like using matte lipsticks as a lip liner because they don't budge and they stay in place for hours and hours. So I'm using this, and I'm going to blend it out with my fingers so that it's not too harsh. And then I'm going to fill it in with Netta, which is a gloss, and just keep patting my lips together and using my fingers till I blend it into my desired shade. But that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope that it was helpful. If it was, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please subscribe to my channel, share this video, and until next time, guys, be blessed. Bye.